Hello everybody, welcome back to Buzzard-Roost. I am Buzzard. Today is going to be not about food preps, but a little project I'd like to do. A little background information. My youngest son has been all the way through Cub Scouts. He's done his 2 years in Webelos, and he is going to go over into Boy Scouts this weekend. I can't think of what they call it right offhand. If I do, I'll tell you. Anyway, he wants to be an Eagle Scout. I'm so proud of him for it. There's times in Cub Scouts he didn't know if he wanted to keep going, and I just kind of told him that, you know, go ahead and keep doing it. It'll be well worth it. Anyway, he's going to be transferring over from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts this weekend. And I thought of a little project that the Boy Scouts might want to do. I know the Cub Scouts are kind of limited on what they can and can't have. Anyway, I make survival staffs. I've been making them for about a year now. This one's 6 foot long. It has 50 foot of paracord, or 550 cord, 50 foot of bank line, 50 foot of paracord, 50 foot of bank line. Anyway, kind of started making these just out of something to do. But I thought it might be good for the Scouts. The Boy Scouts, that is. Anyway, I'm going to break it down so I'll quit hitting the ceiling here. This is 6 foot long, or a little over 6 foot long. Of course, I am 6'4", so it is about the right height for me. Whoop. Anyway, let's go with the stuff that's on the inside right now, so I won't be dumping it out all over the floor. It will hold these 3/4 inch tubes with caps, which makes them waterproof. This one here is kind of a small first aid. I've got super glue, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Benadryl, Band-Aids, a little packet of antibiotic ointment that goes in that. The next one is a fishing kit. It's got a bobber, 6 little split shot, 4 different size hooks. 3 of them are on monofilament leaders, and there's 3 different sizes. It has 65 foot of 65 pound test spider wire line. It has 4 trot line size hooks that you could use with your bank line. This here's the fire starter one. It's got the magnesium bar, the striker, the little carbon metal in there to make the striker work good. It has, this is magnesium flakes in cotton balls and Vaseline. Very easy to start a fire with that. Let's see. This here is heavy duty foil. It is 18 inches wide, 5 feet long. And that took me a while to get it rolled up that small. Anyway, in the other half, the upper half, this here is spices. It's pepper, salt, sugar. Then I've got an empty tube. What's that? Three empty tubes. And I figured these would be for like food. I actually thought about making some pemmica. I think that's the way you say it. and making it in the shape of this tube so it would go down inside this tube here. And Another thing that I thought might work is making hardtack, but making it in a roll. Same deal, where it fit inside this tube. But anyway, 3 empty tubes. They can be used for food. They could, whatever you'd want to use them for. I think I'd prefer to use them for food. And then last but not least, Harbor Freight has these little flashlights. They give them away. If you purchase something, it fits in the tube perfectly. Well, that's the contents inside the tube. Now let's go with what this staff accessories have for the outside. Let's see if I can get this off. These screw off. This is just like a rubber stopper for walking with the staff. And I used lag bolts for these because I can heat them up and screw them into the PVC to make a better fit for them. But anyway, this is the little rubber stopper that you use for walking around with. These are homemade items. Well, this one's not. Frog gig, as you can tell, it's all it is a lag bolt, some holes drilled in it, a slot cut in it to hold the frog gig. Now these I just made out of what I had laying around. This is actually a harpoon tip. Something I just cut out. It's got the wire's looped here so you can tie your like 550 cord to. Drilled a hole in that lag bolt. I put a little glue, or not glue, but hot glue on this and put it in there so it's a tighter fit. I've actually pulled this one in and out so much that it's starting to finally come off. But anyway, that's something I made, and like I said, it's just a lag bolt. And this I made out of some scrap shelf brackets, piece of PVC pipe, so you don't get stuck by it. And this is just a spear point. Like I said, drilled a couple holes in the lag bolt, cut a slot in it so this would slide down in there, and then drilled the holes. Like I said, it's just stuff I had laying around. I've actually bought a bunch of dollar knives from the Dollar Tree that I want to start using the blade off of them to make my spear points with. But anyway, like I said, they all screw into the end, and they will screw into both ends. So if you need a walking stick and your spear point, you can put the spear point up on top, walking tip on the bottom. But anyway, this is just a little project that I'd done over a year ago. I made this one out of 1-inch PVC. My hands are a little bigger, so it fits comfortably. It's a little bit heavy. Now the ones I've made out of 3/4-inch PVC pipe, I don't have the tubes for yet. These tubes here, because I have to use a 1/2-inch tube to be able to slide down in it. I haven't purchased those yet. Now I've actually made one of those out of 3/4-inch pipe for my son in California. And I also I've seen on the internet where they make PVC bows. And I actually made him a breakdown PVC horse bow. And to give it more strength, I actually used oak slats are real. It's about a 1/16 inch thick by about a 1/2 inch wide. Doubled them up, slid them down in there, and then bent the PVC pipe to the shape I needed. But it breaks down. Like I said, he's got it in California. But anyway, tell me what you think. Like I said, these are, I'd like to do this with the Boy Scouts. I don't know which one of these items here that they would be allowed to have. It may be one of those deals where what they have there, like the frog gig, maybe only the frog gig and the walking tip. But then I'll give them the opportunity to make the other pieces too. So tell me what you think. Anything that you might add to this or take away from it. Like I said, I'm proud of my son. He really wants to become an Eagle Scout. It's going to be a lot of hard work. And instead of me being the one, you know, saying, well, you got to do this, you got to do that, like you have to in Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts are more self-regulated, self-learning, self-taught. And it'll be a good opportunity for him. And I'd like to see him complete what he wants to do. But anyway, this is Buzzard. We'll see you.